What is it that keeps us attached to a failing American soccer status quo? In particular, the last 5 to 10 years of American soccer have been terrible. We're not catching up to the upper echelon nations in world soccer. As a matter of fact, nations behind us are catching up to us in terms of our national team and our player pool. And our domestic club competition is capturing a smaller and smaller slice of the USA soccer market as a whole year after year. So it's clearly we are not going in the right direction, and yet we are so reluctant to branch out and align ourselves with the rest of the free world, a merit-based system, open market with promotion and relegation. And I think it's this projection of a bygone era onto the current U.S. soccer ecosystem and the conditions surrounding it. So people are still clutching to the fears of a previous era. Now, I wasn't around in the 80s or early 90s. I was around in the 90s, but I'm not aware yet. But people project a 1992 atmosphere onto 2018. And let's keep in mind that this was 25 years ago. So what was now is nowhere close to what we are today. And in particular, the advent of the internet and television and mobile devices, which have basically connected the world completely, connected the nation completely. The landscape has completely changed from even a couple decades ago in American soccer. So the idea that, because we weren't ready in 1992 to pull ourselves together and to unite everyone under a fully open pyramid with promotion and relegation, therefore 25 years later we are face the same risks that we did 25 years ago. And there, with growth comes some risk, yes, but the idea that this is some massive jump from a closed market with training wheels to an open market that really just aligns with the rest of the soccer world that is extremely popular here in the US now, here in 2018. The idea that it's such a big jump that it's insurmountable is just bogus. We are ready to flip the switch to align ourselves with the rest of the world. We have to go through the growing pains at some point, and we need to have our USA Governing Soccer Federation establish a timeline and say, hey, we are going to open the system in X amount of years. 5-year preparation window, no problem. The market will mobilize, and then when it's time to open things up, clubs will be ready because they had that preparation window. And yes, there will be some growing pains. Maybe some clubs will go out of business. Well, it's certainly not as bad as now, where we have 10 clubs going out of business each year, dying, collapsing. So can it get any worse to our current trajectory of carnage in the lower divisions? Clubs with no chance of return on investment and no incentive dying each year? We can do better, and that's what this movement is all about. People who have seen the failing status quo for a couple decades now. I remember the turn of the century, 2002. We were supposed to have made it by then, right? We had a flash in the pan run in the World Cup, and I thought we were on our way. And by the time 2010 hit, you could kind of see that we weren't going in the right direction. And especially as TV rating numbers came out on MLS and web search numbers, MLS wasn't growing, or was growing, but the rest of the soccer world was growing at a much faster rate in terms of America's love for it. So MLS is, again, capturing a smaller and smaller slice of the whole American soccer market pie each year. So we need people in charge of American soccer who aren't living in the 1980s, 1970s, early 1990s. And you kind of see that's who's sort of calling the shots right now in American soccer, whether it be owners, shareholders of Major League Soccer / Soccer United Marketing, or members of the U.S. Soccer Federation leadership as it stands right now. These people have this illusion that soccer is a baby sport here, that it's not huge, which is completely false. And I don't know if they realize that they are misleading people by trumpeting this. But either way, it's false, and we need to get this myth out of our system. And we need people in charge who can understand the landscape, who can see the massive potential of American soccer and can see that we don't lack soccer popularity here or raw soccer demographics, resources, wealth, infrastructure, stadiums. We don't lack any of that. We have it all. We just have lacked, both now and basically for over a century, we've lacked a federation that can pull everyone together, unite everyone under one FIFA-aligned, merit-based system of promotion relegation, container leagues, independent clubs competing, moving up and down, open market, open access for all, aligning with equality and opportunity for all, which is the essence of global soccer, after all. So now in 2018, the past is the past. We are now ready to align our country with the rest of the world. We are now ready for a USA Soccer Governing Federation that truly follows FIFA statutes. And people are ready for a chance in American soccer. We want our clubs to have the same opportunities as the rest of the free world. There are millions and millions and millions in our soccer-first demographic that could do great things. People from all backgrounds and walks of life could do awesome things in an open access USA Soccer competition. We just need to simply unleash the game. That's all. We don't need special programs. We don't need special initiatives. We don't need time. We don't need excuses. We just need normal soccer and a normal open market policy so that everyone has a fair shot, a seat at the table. So if you like this video, make sure to share it out across social media and also subscribe right here to my channel. And I'll talk to you soon.